The whole house costed around 30,000 euros. The wood is all used from the house that was broken down.
Hey y'all, today we are in the Netherlands with Annette and Jan, and they're gonna give us a tour of their self-built tiny house.
It's not very big, but it's a nice place to live in. We have here the living room. We choose to have a large couch, so you can sit with, I believe, 4 people, even 5, if we're a little bit close to each other. But so you have a nice and large place to sit with friends. We have a very huge window. I designed the house with smaller windows, and then one of our friends who is an architect, she told me, like, you have to put on one big window for the lights, because you will regret it if you put 2 smaller windows. I was interested in tiny houses for a while and was searching with a group of people to find a place, and there was nothing, and everywhere we were rejected. And then I get an email from this place, like, you got one of the spots where you could live, so if you want it, you can have it. And they wanted us to be there in a half year, like, from now on, in a half year time, you have to move your house. But I didn't have a house, so we were like, okay, that's gonna be fine. And then I called my dad, like, can we build a house in a half year? And he was like, yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
And this place where you live now is from government provided land.
Yeah.
And you were like on the list, and that's why they reach you.
You could fill in a list, and they pick out just 6 other people, and we were the lucky ones. This is what we call our attic. It's filled with puzzles and a printer and a little bit of books. Sit over here, like for the shoes and the bags. And way in the back, it's our garage, and we put in like suitcases, and we have a lot of water tanks. We wanted to have a kitchen with a lot of counter space, so you can easily cook with 2 persons at a time. And an electric stove with an oven, and we even have a dishwasher. And here we have for the garbage, like all the different garbage bags. Recycling. IKEA, yeah. And last month we added the shelves, so we can stock up on like the pasta and the rice. A stone countertop, and it was so expensive that we were like, that's not our budget. And then we went to the local stone supplier, and he said, like, normally he does gravestones, but he has one giant stone where he could make a countertop like this. It's all natural black stone, and it was cheaper, very much cheaper than IKEA. So that was a good find. It was a very good find.
So the building hack would be to find some local...
Find a local gravestone, and they will make you a beautiful custom-made countertop. For the other kitchen stuff, we have a big drawer with all the food and storage. And in this closet we also have the fridge with the small freezer inside. And the freezer was too small, so one of our upgrades was to buy another freezer. I think now the closet that we have is also in the kitchen area is bigger than the closet I had before. So that's now this part. It's like all of our clothes, and also this part and this part, and over here also clothes. So,
and full-size mirror.
And a full-size mirror, yeah. One of the favorite things. And on the bottom we have our entry of the cat.
I would like to tell you about a new gadget in my garden that's actually changed how I manage this place. I'm not really into complicated tech or setups that end up needing more maintenance than they save, but I have been testing the Navimo i-series lately, and it's been a solid addition. What's actually useful about it, there are no wires to mess with, none of that burying cables or dealing with a messy permanent install. It relies on satellite to navigate the yard, so it just maps the area and sticks to it with impressive precision. It features advanced automatic mapping technology, which makes the whole setup experience fully automated. It's a straightforward and easy to keep the lawn maintained. The setup was actually the best part. You just have to drive it around the terrain using your phone to define the borders. I honestly had quite a bit of fun with it. It felt like navigating a remote control car around the property. I even pushed the limits a bit, taking it over some pretty steep rough hills just to see what it could handle. It got an all-wheel drive system which includes zero turn, so it maneuvers perfectly without causing any turf damage. So if you want to see if it's a fit for your own place, I have linked the Navimo I-Series in the description below, so you can check out the specs.
Jan put a lot of effort into the garden because when we came here it was like all plain, empty, a little bit of sand, a little bit of grass.
So it's all second-hand plants. I really, everything was marktplaats. It's like a marketplace, and then
mostly it's free. So we pick it up with our van and we bring it here. And
So you basically get them free because you collect them and they don't.
yeah, if you pay like 10 or 20 euros. I love pallet wood. So really, like if I found pallet wood and I want to make something out of it, and then make a table, make a bank.
we have a sliding door. It's easy to shut. It's one of the things we have to little bit make it decorate, yeah. And inside we have a large cabin for a drawer, like the laundry and all the towels. We have a washing machine and it's a combination washing and drying, so you can wash and dry at the same machine. But because you can wash and dry, the washing is not very good and the drying is also not very good. So it sounds practical, but I think we only use the washing machine part, and the drying we do or outside, or we hang the clothes up. We have just a normal toilet, and then for the shower, that's my favorite part. I wanted it a rain shower, but the rain shower uses a lot of water, so we don't use it anymore, because I believe normally you can shower for 10 minutes, and now if you use the rain shower head, you can use it for a little 3 to 4 minutes heat with hot water. So if you want to take a long shower, you just have to use the normal.
Or extra sittings, so we can take them out, and if you are with a lot of people, extra seat. And it's also where I can put all the tools of other things. So it's a handy place to put some stuffs. And then we got this wooden piece that we work on. That's the same for the lamp. And then yeah, that's the upstairs where you've got the bed, storage area with really big storage, and yeah, just enough place for the surfboard above. And yeah, that's the nightstand, and it's actually a piece of the nightstand is actually the inside of the shower. So we want what is it, 20 centimeter inside the shower to really can wash your hair.
The height is 4 meters, and then
The
highest point, yeah, because of the angle, 5 degrees angle. So the lowest point is around 3.5 meters, and then the length is
850, I think.
around 8, and the wideness is 3 meters. Yeah.
250 inside.
250 inside, yeah.
And is there something you would have done differently if you will be building again?
I would invest in better windows. So now we found like a maker who makes windows out of old windows. So he reuses it, but he did it for so cheap that the details were like wrong, and the windows were leaking. And if there's one thing a window should do is keep the water out, but all the water was coming in, especially from this window, because of the glass was not set right. And yeah, we should just hire somebody who would do it very nice.
This one we made last year, I think. Also some recuperation wood, and to put the bikes in it. Bikes and a lot of wood and a lot of stuff.
Extra storage.
It's like a shed.
Yeah. We needed it because we were building a lot of things and we needed the wood to be dry, and the wood was getting piled up in the house and it was one mess.
So well, yeah, there was like always stuff and wood in the house. So we said, okay, we have to find something to a little bit of more place. And this year there is nothing in it, just a bit of herbs. No, it's like this citron meliss. I don't know the name of it. Okay, and then another water tank to get some rainwater, and actually we just use it to give to the plants.
About the heating source, I don't see anywhere.
Yeah, no,
it's nowhere. You can see it. Yeah.
It's hidden. We have like the floor heating. It's like the electric, a plastic-like material, a foil, and you can just place it underneath your floor, and it's very easily heated up. And also the package was very easily. You can just cut the sheets in the right shape and lay it underneath.
Yeah, you get those plastic rolls and just roll them in the weight of the house, and then you just put your floor on it.
And connect it very easily. The system was very easy, so even for us, for not very experienced floor makers.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's connected to an app. We get the display on the wall, but we can also manage it on the app and say, okay, go on 7 a.m. and then 20 minutes later you're coming down, you're waking up and making breakfast with warm food. So that's kind of nice in the winter.
Or if you're gonna go away for a weekend and you come back, and then an hour before you will already put on your heating. So if you come home, it's gonna be nice and warm.
And did you have any previous building experience when you started to build this?
No,
nope.
we didn't. My father did. He built his own house before, and his hobbies were like all of the woodworking, but also electrical and welding and
plumbing.
Yeah, he has the full package of experience, so that's the only reason we could build the house, because we have him and he could help us. So he's the base of the building. Without him we couldn't do it.
So he was the team leader.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We were the slaves. We did all the easy jobs.
Architecture and slaves.
Yeah.
We learned a lot.
Yeah.
Learned a lot.
And after the house, we were learning how to be handy and how to saw and how to use all the materials. So when the house was finished, we are gonna easily start a new project now. I think we could build it now on our own. It was a good learning experience.
And was it difficult to move it, to find a company? And
finding a company, not, because it was like one phone call away, and they said like, okay, we will measure it out. We had to do a very long distance because we built it in Limburg. It's like the bottom of the Netherlands, and then we had to drive the house 2 hours to this place.
How many kilometers is that?
200.
200, yeah. And they did a little bit longer because of the height of the house. They had to take a different route, because
it's higher than 4 meters.
And some of the bridges were too low. So, and even came to this place, they had to take a very difficult turn on the end of the park, and I think they pulled out one of the poles in the street.
This one you have to cut out.
Yeah. we placed it back, so it's nothing happened. And to pick it up was also easy. It was just, the company said that they could tilt like 2 times the weight of the house, so there was nothing to worry about. Only that the house was a little bit crookedly lifted. It was not. It didn't look very good, but everything went well.
Yeah, good.
But we did a test before we welded like tilting points where the hooks can be placed, and they did a test to see if it worked, because it was like an invention of my dad, and he was like, this is gonna be working well. So they did a test, I believe, on one side of the house, like for ½ meter, and with that test the screws broke.
The bolt.
The bolt broke
Of the house.
of the connection parts.
Okay.
So the house fell like a ½ meter.
Oh.
And yeah, then they were like, okay, we have to use another type of bolt, and it will
heavy duty one.
and it will be fine. So the moment it went up the house, we were all thinking, I hope these bolts will hold. Yeah, but it did. So it was a good thing we tried it before. Otherwise, it would have fallen for like 4 meters down, and I don't think we would have a house then.
All right, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video informative, and see you in the next one. Cheers!